What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Ryan Loede here, coming to you live. Talking about commitment, baby. Commitment. How committed are you? Commitment, what does it require? It requires time and money, time and resources. To the degree that you're putting time towards the activities and actions that you are taking, it's to the degree that you are committed, to the degree that you are putting forth resources, whether it's energy, effort, persistence, maybe attention, focused, and also money towards those actions and activities that you are taking, is to the degree that you are committed. And hey, commitment, as we all know, when we commit, creativity will follow. I see this a lot of times with individuals that are looking to create success. They're looking to reach their goals and targets, and they're falling short. Why are they falling short? Because they're not as committed as they possibly could be. Hey, before I go any further, just want to properly introduce myself to you guys. My name's Ryan Loede, building a 9-figure insurance agency and helping everyday Americans create a multiple 6-figure residual income within their first year here at LC Financial Group. We are hiring commission-based opportunities in all 50 states and also salary-based positions here in Cleveland, Ohio and Miami, Florida. So if you want to learn more about what partnering with us here at LC Financial Group would look like, DM me, comment below, or reach out to any of our partners here at LC Financial Group. We're talking about commitment tonight. Commitment. Hey, you got to continue to commit. Commitment is a daily obligation. You got to commit, you got to recommit, and you got to continue to commit. The individuals that get the results they desire, the individuals that reach their goals and targets, the individuals that achieve financial freedom are those that are highly committed. Commitment is not just a one-time activity, it's something that you do every single day. You got to commit to showing up every single day. You got to commit to taking the right actions every day. You got to commit to taking those right actions and showing up over long periods of time, right? So 100% commitment is what is going to be needed to create success and create the financial freedom that you desire, to create the wealth that you desire. Anything short of 100% committed, you're going to get less results, you're going to achieve less success. So hey, raise your level of commitment if you want to raise your results. You know, I see a buddy of mine that, you know, I've been around, and, you know, actually one of my only buddies that I've had since high school that I still kind of associate with, and I've seen, like, you know, his growth in the last couple of years, just, you know, being around me influencing him, and, you know, his commitment level has recently just raised to another level. He's been learning more, he's been studying more, he's been diving into audiobooks a lot more, and now I'm seeing, like, wow, like, now that he's committed, his results are starting to change. The way that he thinks is starting to change. The thoughts that he has is starting to change. The way in which he communicates is starting to change. So if you want to change anything in your life, hey, number one, the first step you got to do is make a decision. And then number two, you got to commit. You got to be all in. You got to be 100% all in. You got to put it all on the line, because hey, that's what's really going to reap the results, right? I mean, it's like you plant half a seed in the soil. What are you going to get? You're not going to get a full plant. You're not going to get the full harvest. You got to put the full seed in the soil. You got to plant the full seed in order to get the full results, right? So today and tonight, I'm going to be talking about 5 ways to gain commitment and to increase your commitment. Things that are going to help you increase your commitment. Some things that I've personally implemented in my life, and a lot of partners here at LC Finance Group have, you know, implemented in their life as well. And also a lot of other highly successful individuals have implemented it as well. And I want to share this with you. So get a pen, get a pad, take some notes, because hey, the more we learn, the more we earn, right? The more we learn, the more we earn. So execute on the information I provide to you today, because hey, you know, everything that we learn in life, all the information that we gain, all the data that we gain, if we're not using it and applying it in our life, then we're being the adverse effect of that information. And we don't want to be the adverse effect. When we know the right information and we know the right data, hey, apply it and execute on it. Because if we're not applying it and if we're not executing on it, then hey, we're being the adverse effect, right? So before I go any further with this, I want to define commitment, right? Because hey, the degree at which we actually know the definitions of, you know, what we're studying or the definitions of the subject matter that we're moving towards, it's to the degree that we're actually going to fully understand it, right? Because one of the main reasons that people do not grasp a subject or grasp what they are learning is due to misunderstood words they do not fully understand. When you're learning something, when you're diving into information, you're reading a book and you move past a word that you don't understand and you don't fully, you know, get the definition of that word and you clear that word, the next thing you know, like, you're going to be moving pages and pages forward and you're going to have a lack of, you know, clarity on what you're actually learning. So one of the main reasons people don't learn as well as they possibly could and they don't grasp a subject or data or information that they're learning is due to misunderstood words. So I want to define commitment here. Commitment is the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or an activity. The state or quality of being dedicated, 100% dedicated, 100% determined to being to a cause or an activity, right? And then number two is an engagement or obligation. Obligation, like something that I said earlier, commitment is an obligation. It's a daily obligation. You have to commit every single day, right? Commitment, an engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. Restricts, right? It ultimately, you know, it puts a limit on that freedom. It limits someone to only doing or having, right? So we got to know these definitions. We got to know these definitions. And commitment, another definition, is a pledge or an undertaking. So what are you committed to in your life? Are you actually 100% committed? Because if you were, you would be getting the results that you desire. And if you're getting the results you desire, that means you're 100% committed. But to get to that next level, you got to raise your commitment level. Commit to your success, commit to your organization's success, commit to your family's success, commit to becoming abundant in all areas of your life, right? So here are 5 ways to actually raise your commitment level, 5 ways to gain commitment. Now that we know the definition of commitment, a pledge or an undertaking, right? A specific, what was it again? The state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or an activity. And then also an engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. So we're talking about 5 ways to gain commitment. Because I personally believe that in order to get what you desire, in order to reach your goals and targets, you have to be committed. You have to be committed. There's no other option than to be 100% committed. Because hey, there's a big difference between committed and interested. If you're committed, you're all in, you put it all on the line, you take risks, you're dangerous. Or if you're interested, you're just gonna dabble with it. You're gonna be 50%. You're not gonna take the necessary actions and steps to learn everything you have to learn about what you are doing, right? And it's like, hey, commitment is, you know, it goes with your job or career. You're either going to be a professional or you're going to be an amateur. Professionals are going to learn everything they have to learn in order to become a master. Amateurs, they're going to dwindle into it. They're not going to work as much. They're not going to put forth as much hours into learning what they need to learn. They're going to be working 4 hours instead of a professional who's working 8 to 10 hours, right? And it was like this for me in the beginning when I first joined the insurance industry. You know, I didn't get a sale for the first 2 months of being like really like, hey, I'm selling insurance. I didn't get a sale. I did not receive a sale because I wasn't committed. I was not as committed as I possibly could be. And then I got to the point where like, man, I gotta make a sale. Something's off. And I'm like, man, my commitment isn't there. My commitment level is down here when it should be all the way up here, right? So what did I start doing? I started learning as much as I possibly humanly could about insurance. I literally eat, sleep, and breathe insurance, right? So 5 ways to gain commitment. Number 1, showing up. Showing up early and staying late. This is massive commitment. I see individuals that, you know, they don't have the financial, you know, revenue or income that they desire. They don't, you know, they haven't created success that they desire, and they're not showing up early and they're not staying late. What does that indicate? Their commitment level is way lower than what it should be, right? If you want to gain commitment, you gotta show up early and you have to stay late. Showing up early, hey, you got to get to the office at 9 a.m. Hey, show up at 8:30. You know, the time that you can leave the office is what, 4:30? Stay till 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Showing up early and staying late is going to help you gain commitment. And it's something that I've been doing and something that I've done for the past 5 years. Like when I first got into insurance, like, man, I was working sun up to sundown, and I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it because I know if I want to continue to raise my results and continue to move towards the success that I desire, I have to continue to show up early and stay late. So your ability to show up early and stay late will ultimately determine how committed you are, right? So showing up early and staying late. Number 2, cutting out the unproductive activity. Cutting/removing. A lot of people don't like to remove things from their life, so hey, what does that mean? What does that mean? When many people don't like to remove things from their life or cut things out from their life, hey, that means that there's an opportunity with removing those certain things from your life, right? So keep that in mind. Cutting or removing we'll say the low value activity, LVA. Cutting or removing the low value activity. Things that are not gonna move you towards your goals and targets, things that are not moving you towards success, things are not moving you towards that picture at the end of the road that you're moving towards, right? Cutting out that low value activity, things that aren't helping you create income, things that aren't, you know, helping you create abundance in all areas of your life: physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, familial, financial, communal, recreational. Cutting out that low value activity and removing it. This helps you stay laser focused. This helps you, you know, keep your attention on the right things, because ultimately what we think about is what's going to grow. What we put our attention on is ultimately what is going to grow. So cutting out and removing that low value activity. Then number three is doing whatever it takes. Doing whatever it takes. Wit. You know, that's what my Uncle G refers it to. Doing whatever it takes. Doing whatever it takes. That's a way that you're going to gain your commitment, by doing whatever it takes. You know, you got to sit with a client or talk to a client for an hour. You're going to do whatever it takes. You got to follow up with them 20, 30 times. Hey, that's whatever it takes, right? So what is your definition of whatever it takes? For me personally, hey, I'd rather be on the side of like doing whatever it takes than only doing enough, right? Because I know that when I'm doing whatever it takes, I'm going to get exactly what I desire. No matter how much I have to persist, no matter how much action I have to continue to put forth, I'm going to do it because my success and my freedom is that important to me. And I'm committed to it, right? I'm restricting that freedom of action of not doing whatever it takes. I'm pledging to doing whatever it takes because I'm committed to my success, right? Going back to the definition of commitment, right? Let's review that one more time here. Let's review that one more time here as we're continuing to go through this, because we got to remember these definitions. Commitment, the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or activity. a pledge or undertaking in an engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. So doing whatever it takes, in a sense, it restricts freedom of action, right? And it's a pledge and an undertaking. Like, man, I pledge to doing whatever it takes. I'm committed to doing whatever it takes. Doing what other people won't do. Doing what makes you uncomfortable. Doing what, what might seem to you like a risk. Doing what people don't even think about doing. That's doing whatever it takes. Going to lengths and levels that people aren't willing to go to. That's whatever it takes, right? And then number 4, ties right in hand to it, is getting uncomfortable. Getting uncomfortable. Ooh, uncomfortable. We're not talking about getting comfortable. Come on. We're not talking about getting comfortable. We're talking about getting uncomfortable. We're talking about 5 ways to gain commitment. How are you going to be more committed? Hey, get uncomfortable. Because in the state of discomfort and in the state of uncomfortability is where growth lies. So if you want more growth in your life, you have to do what's uncomfortable to you. Maybe if, for example, it's like speaking in front of a phone like I'm currently doing right now and sharing a message. Hey, it wasn't comfortable for me at first. However, now it's more comfortable because I keep doing it over and over and over again. If you want to turn uncomfortability or discomfort into comfort, how do you do it? It's by making a decision. It's by committing to it, putting a pledge or an undertaking to it, and continually doing it consistently and on a disciplined basis over and over and over again. So turning that discomfort into comfort. Commitment, hey, you want to gain commitment, you got to do what makes you uncomfortable. There's going to be actions and activities that are going to make you uncomfortable at first when you're moving towards your goals and targets, when you're trying to achieve financial freedom and success. And just because you've achieved some state of success and some state of financial freedom doesn't mean that you can stop being uncomfortable. For me personally, I've been doing it for the past 5 years that I love to be uncomfortable. And I actually thrive in discomfort, in uncomfortable situations, right? And it's a funny thing because a lot of highly successful individuals, they are more active and they are more productive in uncomfortable situations because it unleashes this beast in them. It unleashes that kind of like obsession freak in them. So getting uncomfortable is a way that you're going to gain commitment. And then number five is building the right habits. Building the right habits. And this kind of ties to number 2, is cutting out the low value activity. But building the right habits is going to help you gain commitment. Doing the right thing, showing up every single day, taking the right actions, doing it over long periods of times, reading a book every single day, reading a book every single week, right? Hey, going to events, going to masterminds, conferences, boot camps, continually diving into personal development, whether you're doing courses like I personally do. Hey, maybe it's, the right habits. What are the right habits? Maybe it's cutting things out. Because hey, if you want to build the right habits, you might have some bad habits in your life that you have to limit or remove. There might be some bad habits that you have to limit or remove from your life in order to add the good habits, right? As I always talk about, you first have to strip the bad information and the bad data, or in this sense, you first got to strip the bad habits and the unfruitful habits, the low value activity, in order to gain and add the right habits in high value activity, right? So breaking out and building the right habits is key. Because at first, it's going to be uncomfortable to build the right habits. It's like working out. When you first start working out and trying to build that right habit of going to the gym every single day, it's going to be massively uncomfortable. But getting uncomfortable is a way to gain commitment, right? And hey, going to the gym every single day, you're trying to build that right habit. And that right habit is going to be uncomfortable at first, but you know that it's the right thing. So you have to know what the right thing is, and also you have to know what the right thing ain't. You have to know what is not the right thing. It's not always about like, hey, what is the right thing or what is the right thing to do, the right thing to say, but it's also about what is the thing not to do, or what is the thing not to say. We're always focused on like, hey, what is the right thing to do or the right action to take? We gotta figure out, man, what is the action not to take? What is the thing not to say, right? So, hey guys, 5 ways to gain commitment. Very, very important because, man, your commitment level is gonna determine everything. Your commitment level is gonna determine your creativity to continue to move forward towards your goals and targets, because life doesn't want you to succeed, right? The world does not want you to succeed. However, when you're committed, you will succeed. And your level and degree of commitment will determine your level and degree of achieving success and achieving your goals and targets. So hope this found you well. 5 ways to gain commitment. Number 1, showing up early and staying late. Hey, you're gonna continually have to do that for 10, 20, 30 years. You got to think like, wow, I'm committed to doing this for long periods of time, right? Number 2 is cutting and removing the low value activity. Activity and actions that don't move you towards your goals and targets. Activities and actions, hey, maybe it's watching TV. Maybe it's watching TV. Maybe you gotta limit the amount of TV that you watch. Maybe you gotta limit the amount of time that you spend at the gym. Maybe you're spending 2-3 hours at the gym. Hey, to a point, it's gonna, to a point that you're spending that amount of time in the gym, it's almost determined low value activity because you're spending 3 hours a day in the gym. Come on now. Number 3, doing whatever it takes. Doing whatever it takes, taking the right actions, showing up early and staying late. That's doing whatever it takes. Making as many calls as you have to hit your quota every single day and every single week. That's whatever it takes. Right? Doing whatever it takes. Many people aren't willing to do whatever it takes. They say they're willing to do whatever it takes. They talk that they're willing to do whatever it takes, but their actions don't actually back it up. So make sure that when you say that you're willing to do whatever it takes, when you say that you're willing to show up early and stay late, and when you say that you're going to remove the low value activity, you actually act upon it. Let's be actors or action takers, right? Let's be executioners, people that execute on what we say we're gonna do and our goals and targets. And the number 4, getting uncomfortable. Number 5, building the right habits. So hope this found you well, guys. Ryan Loede here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart. Share this with other individuals. If you got some great information about this, out of this, make sure you share it with other individuals. And also comment below what you guys want me to bring to you, because hey, I'm just trying to provide value and give my insight that I've learned in the past 5 years to you guys as viewers and listeners and watchers, because I want you to succeed as well. I'm very, very highly invested in mankind. I want mankind to succeed, and that's you that is watching this. I care about you. I want you to succeed. And hey, let me know if you need anything. You can also DM me. Ryan Loede here. You guys have a great night. Talk to you soon.